If you want to check out different content from myself, I've just set up a second channel where I'm going to post fitness and things. The link for that will be in the description. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another episode of the Norwich City career mode. A lot of games today, actually. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it really? Have I done 5? 5 games. We have a Europa League game in and amongst it as well. Spurs up first. And as you can tell, they haven't really changed their team an awful lot. Like, the very first season, they went out and improved their defence massively. And then, ever since then, they've been selling off their new signings. Kimpembe's gone. And a few others gone as well. Kubo apparently committed a foul there on Dele Alli when he crossed the ball in. I mean, I look back at the replay. It was very soft. But either way, Spurs go a goal up. We know Spurs can be quite difficult to beat. They are normally the side, like one of the top 6 sides that we really struggle against. We don't struggle against Liverpool generally. We don't really struggle too much against the likes of Chelsea and Manchester City. Well, I say struggle. We do, but we manage to beat them, quite consistently. Spurs are one of those teams that we're not consistent, really, in beating them. Look at this from Rafael Leao. Great run to get into the penalty area. Then he cuts back, little drag back, but a fake and goes forward. And then just after the break, puts us back on level terms. And as the game progresses, they get more and more aggressive. They start pressing into the penalty area. Tim Krul, who's in for the injured Chevalier, makes a great save down to his right-hand side. Ball comes through to Gravenberch into Rafael Leao. Back to Kubo. Looking to play that in again. Ball around the outside. Jonathan David with just a phenomenal effort, really. Left foot. Great attempt of a save from Lloris. He did get fingertips to it, in fairness. He was really close, but he couldn't quite keep it out. And we managed to beat Spurs at home 2-1. So that's another 3 points on the board. Don't mind if I do. We are currently top of the league, of course. We go into the Europa League game against Rapid Vienna. I'm not at all worried about this, to the point where we have rested nearly the entire team again. Now, that's not me taking the game too lightly necessarily. I just feel like if they were in the Premier League, they would be rooted to the bottom, right? So we have gone with a heavily rotated team to the point where only Tim Krul and Lodi are the remaining players who played against Spurs. And the reason for that is because I don't have another goalkeeper who's fit, and I don't have another left-back who's fit either. We were quite lucky, actually, not to concede in the opening few. They pressed us quite hard. I thought maybe I'd made a mistake in playing some of these youth players, and obviously Gordon getting another game under his belt. He's been playing in Europe consistently, which I'm sure is something that he probably didn't expect at the start of the season. Maybe he thought he'd get the odd FA Cup or League Cup game, as Greenwood puts us a goal ahead there 27 minutes in. But I don't think Gordon expected to be playing every single Europa League match this season. He's in on goal here again, or rather he's in the penalty area again. Brings it back, looking for the ball inside. There's a guy that I can't pronounce the name of. I think that might have been a foul on the edge. He's just missed the target there, unfortunately. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. It's a crazy name. I don't get it at all. Greenwood in on goal and lashes one against the side netting. Good assist, or attempt of an assist, I should say, from Gordon. It was a good pass, and Greenwood probably should have done better. He should have hit the target. He went for the near post. Greenwood plays the ball into Gordon this time, and Gordon tries to go to that near post, and then Petr Cech's protege makes a save down to his right-hand side. We are pressurising, and we are looking for that second goal, the icing on the cake. Baronatea gets in and launches one past the goalkeeper, and that is the 3 points secured. We will remain top of the group in the Europa League. I'll show you the league tables at the end of the episode. I mean, I don't mind showing you throughout the episode. It's just that it might get a little bit like, oh, we've won one game, this is what the table looks like. We've won one game, this is what the table looks like. It's a little bit like, well, we know we can look at every now and again. Every time Liverpool play a game in real life, I don't look at the league table straight after they finished. Sometimes I do, but not every game. Barco goes through on goal in our league game against Chelsea and slots one into the bottom corner, and it started off like not any other game, like we're that confident, but it started off very routine for us, really. We went for goal, we scored, then we had to defend a little bit, and things were going as normal. We knew we could win this game. It was just a case of getting one more goal and putting the game to bed and then playing the rest of it out. Unfortunately, Chelsea are one of those teams that don't really give up, and it's a great reverse pass through to Van de Beek. I honestly thought he was offside. As soon as the ball went in, I was like, well, that's offside. Looked at the linesman, didn't have his flag up, and all of a sudden it's 1-1. And now I'm panicking, and I'm making mistakes in defence. The whole defence is everywhere, and we can't quite stop the ball coming forward. Bella Kotchap's attempt at a tackle wasn't really good enough, and the ball flies into the back of the net, and yeah, we've lost. I've literally just said how routine it is to beat Chelsea, to beat Manchester City, to beat Liverpool, and then we go and lose to Chelsea. That was going to be the start of something that I hadn't anticipated, and that, my friends, is a downturn in form. That Leicester City side is decent, don't get me wrong. We're up against Basogog, a player that, of course, we sold to Leicester last season. And since then, he has scored against us once and assisted against us once. Scratch that, make that scored against us twice. In every game that he's played against us since he's left, he's got a goal contribution. He now has more goal contributions since leaving the club against us than he did when he played for us. He nearly doubled their lead 26 minutes in. Tim Krul can't believe what's happening in front of him, and neither can I. Barco gets through on goal when John Stones makes a mistake, and he manages to punish the goalkeeper, and we manage somehow to level things up. That was literally my first attack. We have been absolutely nowhere near their goal. They're playing some scintillating stuff, and they score again. And it could easily have been Basogog because he was hovering around that area. So we go 2-1 down, and I'm thinking this is back-to-back defeats, and the league title challenge is probably done and dusted. If you lose 2 on the bounce, you are not going to be going for that league title. It's just not going to happen. People will capitalise on your mistakes, and they'll make up the points that you're dropping. So you really do need to pick up 3 points in the majority of your games. You can afford the odd defeat, you can afford the odd draw, but more often than not, you need to win games, and we need to turn this around. And thankfully, we have done. 3-2 against Leicester. We were 1-0 down and then 2-1 down. Rafael Leao goes it alone. Defence just kind of opens up for him, and then he plants it in the far corner to make the score 4-2. That was a breath of, a sigh of relief. Not a breath of fresh air. It was a sigh of relief. I was a little bit concerned when we were 2-1 down that we were going to be heading for back-to-back defeats. Greenwood makes a very, he makes something out of nothing there, because he flicks it up on the edge, managed to juggle his way into the area, and then slots it past the goalkeeper for 5-2. At 2-1 down, I genuinely thought we were done. But we managed to win the game 5-2. Mad. Absolutely mad. But we have conceded a large number of goals in recent times, to the point where we came up against Burnley, and then I thought, finally, a team that I know we can beat comfortably. They do have Dermich. Remember Dermich? He used to play for us. We sold him to Burnley. And I had my eye on him the entire game, because whenever we sell a player and they then come up against us in a game, they often score, or they have a hand in the goal that we concede. Every single time. Just bear that in mind. We managed to go a goal up through a very nice finish from Rafael Leao, who, I doubted it. Well, that's a lie. I didn't doubt the signing when I bought him, but a few of you did. And I did have a couple of questions for myself, really, after reading your comments. Before I even played a game, I thought, maybe I've made a mistake and I should have gone for someone a little bit different. But as soon as he started playing, he just started banging the goals in, and he just hasn't stopped since. I think the longest he's gone without scoring a goal is maybe 2 games, and he's so prolific. He was offside there, unfortunately, so he nearly doubled the lead, but not quite. Then on the hour mark, gets into a good position, goes for goal, and that is a phenomenal finish. So he makes it 2-0, could have made it 3, but of course he was offside. And then Burnley decided that they weren't going to just lie down and let us spank them, which is very unfortunate, because those of you who know me personally know I love a good spanking. Ball comes into the penalty area, and I wonder who scored that. Yeah, it's not Dermich, it's Jovetic. It ends in the same way, but it's not quite Dermich. So we got away with one there. I was thinking, well, at least it's not Dermich. We then got fouled. Barco goes down under a challenge. It's a clumsy challenge. Played for the penalty, I won't lie to you. Just flicked up the ball inside the penalty area. Happens an awful lot against the AI, where they'll just bundle you over. And we managed to make it 3-1. I don't know why I didn't give that penalty to Rafael Leao, actually, for the hat-trick. I didn't even think about it. There is Dermich. Plays a nice little 1-2 with Jovetic. Gets in and, oh, look who scored. It is Dermich. And then decides to go and celebrate in the face of the Norwich City fans. That is disrespectful. Can't blame him, really. We do win the game 3-2, so that's all that really matters. But can't blame him because we didn't play him once when we took over. We just sort of dumped him on the transfer list and left it there. We are top of the Europa League group with 1 game remaining. We play Marseille the very first match of the next episode. We will play Marseille. Unless we lose that game, 3-4-0? We are going through as group winners, which is nice. I can't imagine we're going to lose it 3-4-0. I don't know the exact score, maybe 4. But either way, I think we should be fine. I'm not going to play a weakened team there either. We are going to go for it. I do want to win all 6. The league table looks like that. We have dropped 1, and the reason for that is the defeat to Chelsea. Had we got a point against Chelsea, we'd be joint top of the table right now. But I think second place, I wouldn't say it's guaranteed because there's still a long way to go, right? There are still plenty of matches to go. 22 games left. So with that amount of games left, there are definitely opportunities for us to slip up. However, we are 7 points clear of Manchester United and Wolves. So we are in a good position. It is essentially ours to lose. If we can just finish second, I would consider that a success. If we can push Man City as far as we can, I would consider it a success. And you never know. With the form of some of these Premier League teams this season, it is wide open. I don't think the gaps are going to be as big as they were last year from like the likes of 8th down to like 10th, 11th position. They were huge last season. They were a good 20-point gaps. But I don't think that's going to be the case this year because anyone can beat anyone. So you have to keep plugging away, keep pressing on. Marseille at the start of next episode. If you have enjoyed this one, though, do me a favour and hit that like button. It really does mean a lot and help me out, of course. If you haven't subscribed yet, that would also be amazing because more than half of you are not subscribed, so that would be class. And until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.